Okay. Um.
I'm not sure. We should just let's turn the cameras on and just go with it.
All
Just
right.
whatever comes up, we talk about.
All right.
Oh, they're already going.
They're already going.
Today we're going to be talking about these mics right here, what
Okay.
they mean, and um, yeah, just what they mean moving forward for WiseWorks.
Okay. Yeah. So, I would say if you were to look at these microphones in a way that is, um, maybe, how would you describe it? A little bit abstract. You were to say if
What?
if these microphones represented.
No, you're totally. You don't. You don't. I don't know where you're going.
I don't know
I'm
where
going
you're
in a totally
going.
different direction.
All right, then pick it up and go. Don't hand it
Yeah.
off to me. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, what I mean by we're going to be talking about these microphones.
Start over completely. If you want to start, if you want to do it differently.
No, I am. Leaving that intro in. What I mean today by we're going to be talking about these microphones is what is next for WiseWorks. These microphones are kind of a symbol of that, kind of being that we're upgrading mics. Before we were only using shotgun mics, and we were
Mm-hmm.
only using those because that's what we had for like outdoor film shooting.
Yep.
These are more studio mics, podcast mics.
Mm-hmm.
So we're growing.
Yes.
It's showing that we are growing constantly. Each time we come back, we maybe take a small break, and then we'll come back, and it means we're starting something new.
Yeah.
We're trying. This is season 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what is WiseWork having planned for season 2, or just the fall 2019, beginning 2020?
Yeah, 2020, because we're getting close to the end of the year now. Um, and so what does it look like? What do we have in store? Well, there's a number of things that, as of the recording of this podcast, that we don't like to say right away. Mostly because we are trying new things constantly. Pretty much everything we do is something usually new. Very rarely will we literally just do something that's exactly the same as we've done it in the past. And the purpose for that is we're trying to move forward with everything that we do. When Josh was saying something about these microphones, these are really nice microphones, actually. These are some of the industry standard microphones for like podcasts and recording audio and all different kinds of stuff. And we do, by pointing that out, it's simply saying we're taking this very seriously. You know, we're investing money into equipment that's actually good. And so you might ask, like, do we know what we're doing here? Well, we're trying new stuff and we're constantly trying to grow the company and figure it out as we're going. But at the same time, we are, from a technological standpoint, from a creative standpoint, we do know what we're doing. We are working to create content that's high quality and working to continue to grow what we're doing here. Um, so if we're looking at the future of WiseWorks, what's coming up? Well, more entertainment content is coming up,
hmm
definitely. Some things that's a little bit scary to think about coming out, um, just because of the nature of how much work goes into them. But very much so dedicated to wanting to make it work, dedicated to doing new things. If it falls on its face, at least we tried it. We learned a lot in the process, you
Yeah.
know?
That was kind of, and we always reference back to Dying of the Leaves. That was the biggest project we've ever taken so far. We were planning on releasing it. When was the original release date? It had to have been October,
A lot
maybe.
sooner than it was.
Yeah, we didn't get it out till I think
I think it was September.
December.
I think it was September was the original
September.
release date.
Um, okay, but we had December was when it actually came out. The
Mhm.
beginning of December, end of November.
Yeah.
Um, so that was from difficulties that we had learning new experiences. We've never worked with the company that we did, the outside party, to create like a DVD cover, and
Yeah.
or we created our own DVD cover, but like
Getting it duplicated on those
yeah,
DVDs.
duplicated and then copied and everything.
Yeah, that was a bit of a process. But even editing it down, yeah, I was handling a lot of the editing for the actual film itself. I had never done an extensive edit of almost an hour long piece of work before, you know?
Hmm.
Everything I had done up to that point, I think the longest I had done up to that point is about 45 minutes. So it's not, it's just a little bit extra, but honestly, it's a lot of work, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of steps that you have to go through when you're editing a film. It's not just production is not always just the hardest part. It can be the highest stressful part, but it's not always the hardest part. And so we learned a lot making Dying of the Leaves. Like a lot that we didn't expect to learn. What are some things that you're that you learned that looking forward you see you see yourself being benefited by? You know what I mean?
Um, right now, I'm still learning some editing stuff, but also just on a consistent basis. Just before we were putting out the show on a weekly basis, and we're not doing this full time, so it was a little bit difficult getting it out and actually
Mhm.
committing to Fridays, having it published, which that's our day of we'd like
Mhm.
to post on Fridays.
Yeah.
So um, having an actual schedule to each week have something to post. Now, we've never really done that per se.
Mhm.
We've done small things here and there, but never like schedule um, consistently. So um, just learning consistency for one, um, creating good quality consistency on top of just consistency though,
Yeah.
because we don't want to just make content that yeah, we come out with it every week, but it's not.
It's
Um,
not great.
yeah, it's not great because we don't consider ourselves YouTubers, even though this is on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
We're
something.
filmmakers. Um, we have a company that is entertainment company, so we're entertainers and filmmakers.
And creators, you know.
Yeah.
So I would say what you're saying, one of the biggest things is just learning how to be consistent with our work.
Mm.
And if you're not constantly doing stuff, then you're not growing, you know? There might be a period of time where we're not necessarily working on the production of a film. Usually we're trying to concept out what's happening with story, or we're working on other forms of video content. And that's our main goal, is to be a filmmaking entertainment company. And there's a lot of extra pieces to that because of what culture now expects from an entertainment piece of work. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be documentaries about the making of it, or interviews with the actors, or an insider look of some kind. And so those are all really good. They're fun to create, and a lot of people enjoy them. And so there's a lot of moving pieces that's more to it than just simply making a film. But at the same time, constantly putting yourself in a position where you have a personal life, you have personal work, because this isn't employing us right now. And but just working hard to keep scheduling yourself correctly so that you make time to
Mm.
work on this craft and to work on this skill and to continue to create. That's what grows us, and that's what gets us better. And so, what are some of your thoughts that you have in regards?
Well, one thing, like we mentioned, we're trying to post every Friday now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there'll be like 1 or 2 weeks we don't, um, because we have like a bigger project coming.
Yeah.
But for now, we're sticking to Fridays. Fridays have kind of always been our posting day for this show, so we're sticking to Fridays now. And then we're also each month, like September. What month is it? It's August, September. um, it's not September yet. It's still August. Um, we we have planned for like a bigger show
Mm-hmm.
type documentary type thing without giving anything really away. And then we're also going to be dedicating the show to like 1 month or 2 months.
Yeah.
So we'll do that this 1 month, and then that'll come out next month, the documentary type show. So we're having a little bit more of a scheduling and what we need to create.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So our goal is to constantly be working on stuff. So if we're not, if we, something I know that if you just stop working on something, then you're usually staying stagnant. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're you can't come back to it and pick up where you left off. Sometimes it means that you do lose momentum and such. But 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 honestly, if you're not constantly creating and constantly doing new things, then it can run into the ground, or you're definitely not going to grow. And so we're looking to how do we create regular content that still upholds the values of the company? Because honestly, the things that we value is high quality, spending a lot of time on a project to make it look good and to present this beautiful package of the best that we could do at this time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so if we are creating stuff, trying to create stuff to have something every week, or at least relatively consistently, then we have a struggle of like, okay, how much content, how much work quality that we put into this. And so this is an example going all the way back to the microphones, as there's a lot of other things, but just simply investing in working to make our quality of our audio better by getting these higher professional, more expensive microphones, just simply to bring a clear sound to your guys' ears. That's what we value, and that's what we're working towards. One of the things that we value as a company is excellence. And so even if we don't have a lot of time to put into something or work to put into something, then we're going to try to do it in an excellent way to the best of our ability and through the resources that we have. And so as we continue to grow, that's what we want to do.
So that was kind of just us talking about our what's coming up for WiseWorks a little bit.
Yeah.
Telling,
not giving any information.
Yeah, but and then also giving our opinions on why we're doing this.
Yeah.
And just letting you guys know, keeping you in the dark about things.
Yeah.
So
if there's usually a big period of time where you're not hearing from us, we usually try to give you guys a heads up on that, and that's because a part of it just to keep add value to you guys as the audience, not keeping you in the dark, like you said. But also, we also usually are working on something, something bigger, or something is big happening that we don't have a lot of time to put into it. So, any final thoughts that you have?
Well, I mean, we basically said it all. So, just not that this is us saying we're going off, but just so you're aware of things.
Yeah. All right.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, see you in the next video.
And thanks for supporting WiseWorks.
Yeah.